Hello, this is just another cloth tutorial. I want to make a complete clothing for this character, except of the shoes. I already did those, but yeah, it's gonna consist of some medieval pants and a top and belt and some ads on the belt. Pretty simple. So, well, I already got something done here. These curves are the belt curves. Just to show you how I made those on the character itself. It's really easy. I just created a NURB circle, placed it right in the middle of our character, scaled it up, and then what I first did was I took the character and made it a live object so that every component will be how you call this, will be snapped to this object if you move it. So let's say if I just need to move this component and it'll snap to the object's mesh. So I can place my CVs here around just like I want. Oops. Something like this. Hit F8 to get out of component mode, and then just click this button again to unlive the object. Then we select our circle in the outliner and scale it up just a little. And you see it sort of matches the outline, the shape of our model. So this is how I did those circles. What I want to do now is I want to loft these two circles. So let's hit F4 to go to the surfaces menu, go to surfaces, loft options. I love to work with polygons and control points. This is the easiest setup. And yeah, that's it. Let's hit loft. And you see, it lofted for us. It looks sort of awkward, but if I hit the 3 button to see the smooth preview, you see it pretty matches really good. Let's repeat this step. And there you have it. So this is sort of the belt, the first the first object for the belt. Let's hide those curves. I'm selecting those in the outliner. Maybe I put my outliner. Well, I will put the outliner on my first screen if I needed to see it. So let's hit the 1 key again to get out of. Okay, so made the music a little bit not so loud. However, let's hit the 1 key to get back to the base preview, to the very base mesh view. Select those two edge rings and hit this button. This is delete edge slash vertices. You can find this by pressing F3 or going here to the polygons menu, edit mesh, delete edge slash vertex. We don't need this resolution now on this mesh, so I'm gonna delete this. Yep. Maybe I see here. Gonna get into F8 mode, to component mode, and adjust the shape just a little, because if there's some interpenetration like here, it isn't very. This is not a thing because I want to extrude this out anyways to make it have a thickness. So I think this will work pretty good for now. Repeating the FA key. Okay. And now these look too blocky. So I'm gonna increase the resolution right now by going to edit mesh. No, sorry, mesh, smooth. I like the exponential one, the exponential division. Let's reset the settings and just use the default ones. Smooth. Okay, maybe exponential is not very good on this type of thing. Just switch to linear. This will work better. You can switch to linear from the channel box after doing this, it's no problem. This looks way better. I'm gonna center the pivot on this and scale it down even further to have it really just like this. And this one too. Oops. Center the pivot first. Scale down like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the pants. I already made a pant model for this. It's this one. But I'm gonna show you really quickly how to set this up. How to get pants like these made, because I started modeling these cloths before and I thought a little bit later about doing a video of this. So anyway, well, it's pretty easy as you can see. There's no complex edge flow. Just need to make sure that this edge flow that your pant has here right on the pelvis area, matches the edge flow of the model itself. If I turn on, you see I have these same edge flow on the model and on the pant. This is for having later, when animating this and rigging this model, this pant, the model is already rigged, having the deformations be good and match the leg deformations. So this is one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I started just from a box. Let's get this into, let's hide our other things here. There, and let's get the cube over here. I'm just rushing this for you to get the point. It's just like on the other videos with the torso cloth piece. Then deleting upper and lower part, smoothing the model and scale it down. And then it's about shaping it in the side view and front view later. Can be very low poly for now. Just about getting the main shape done. Like this. Yep. These interpenetrations doesn't matter for now. And now let's get this one, and let's start getting that edge flow we had on the other model. By moving the vertices. Oh, I forgot to turn on reflection, but it doesn't matter now. I'm gonna delete the other side anyways. For those who don't know, this switching from yellow to, I can toggle this soft selection mode. that allows me to manipulate vertices surrounding my selected ones in a nice and smooth way. And holding the B key and left mouse button, clicking and dragging from side to side will increase or decrease your radius. Okay. Mm. So it comes now. Let's increase the edge resolution here and on the back side and here. Just doubling the edges in this direction. And taking this edge and bridging it and splitting it. Now selecting all of this. Well, before doing that, let's adjust this to about that. Okay, then we need another resolution point here to smooth this out just a little. And on the other side. Okay, let's increase the resolution on the inner side here as well. Now selecting all of those edge loops, hitting the extrude button and extruding down. Now we can scale this in the y-axis and in the z. Scaling up a little and down on x. Just matching the shape a little bit better. Like this. Okay. So let's delete this right side. Select the model, hit the Ctrl D and inverting the X scale to mirror this over. Mesh combine. Selecting all border edges. Getting rid of the top ones. Edit mesh, merge. Increase the tolerance. And it merged correctly. Softening the normals. And this is our basic pen, just a mesh. Now it's about to increasing the resolution, getting in your defining the mesh a little. I'm gonna delete this and pull out my finished ones. So I won't shape this too much here because I'm gonna import those into Mudbox and sculpt some detail cloth maps in Mudbox later on. So let's call the pan to be not finished. I want to have this here in the knee area a little bit smaller. How I can do this is there's a nice trick. When you control click the axis that you don't want to scale in and then scale, it'll scale every other axis but leave that axis untouched. So that I can scale in soft selection mode without having those upper and lower edge rings to scale up and down. So I'm gonna undo this and Control click and hold the Y axis to scale only in X and Z. This is the trick behind this. Then deselecting the others, or maybe this is something I want to do in Mudbox because it's gonna be far easier doing it there. So it's just about getting a nice shape and even an even edge loop, edge flow. Maybe I can clean this up a little with the sculpt geometry tool, just like that. Okay, so let's call the pants like finished. Okay, let's move to the top area. This is gonna be a little bit more complicated. And again, this is still just the blocking phase. Everything is gonna get a little bit more detailed later on. Also, well, let me first adjust this pant to match the shape with the belt. Control clicking one of the move axes will disable it. So I just control clicked on the X axis, and if I move by clicking on the center cube square, you'll see it just move in the Y and Z axis, disabling the X axis. This is good if I want to do this thing I want to do now. Just like moving the pen up and this part up and to the front to get under the belt a little bit better. So yeah, let's call this ready. Do the same on the front part. Move it up. Just like this. Okay. So the top. Well, like on the other videos, this is my favorite technique. I always start with the cube. And I'm doing this on purpose with no image plane reference or so. Um, this may be something good or something bad, but I'm just heading forward to creating the idea while building it. So it gives me more freedom, not having to rely on concepts. It may be better if I would have drawn some initial concepts from the beginning. So yeah, I just made here the holes for arm and head. Then we need an edge right in the middle axis. Let's increase the resolution down here. Okay. Then grab the sculpt geometry tool, switch to smooth and flood it a couple of times. This will make the mesh really small, but don't matter, we scale it up. Move it in position and do the rest from this side view. I must say I'm not a great modeler though. I like rigging more, but I also like creating my own characters, so I have to have a little bit of modeling knowledge. And yeah, but I'm not a modeler as in any ways. I'm just a casual model. I don't know. I'm gonna delete those four. Let's hide the obscures getting in the way. Hmm. I'm gonna delete some resolution now, but I'm gonna add it later on, so don't worry. Oh no, not this one. Just out of this. Okay, so we have now 6 edges on this thing. One increases to 8. And I'm gonna increase the resolution fairly high now. Here. And here. Okay. 8, and then hitting it here. And there. And there. And there. And there. Okay. This bug used to happen using the split edge tool, this split, yeah, split edge. So what I do is go into edge mode, select everything, deselect everything, and it's gone. Now let's round these new edges up a little. And let's get this to work with the breasts. Switching the move axis from object type to normal's average. It's going to be easier to move these things out in the proper position. This should have a little push-up effect. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it now or later. I'm gonna model this with the effect. So let's get here on the press controllers, move them up a little, get to the script editor. This is a little script I wrote for mirroring controls. Scripts, mirror control, automation, mirror control, here. Moving this one a little, just a little to the right. And I can hit mirror, and it'll mirror the other one in the exact same position. Okay, now doing the same thing here. So like, just like that. Okay. And now rearrange things here in the side view. Yeah. Uh, oh. Nerves, curves, joints, lights. Got some lights in the scene and I want to show those. Oops. Now I need to match this mid part. Uh, like this. I always check the models out in smooth preview because I'm gonna smooth them out later anyway. Okay, this is starting to look okay. No, I'm not very I don't like this part here on the back side. This can be more like slim fit. And I'll make this part, I'll give this more space. And scale down this even further. Like this. Oh, and you see here's a lot of space on there, on her back. We need to make this fit a little bit better. Okay, and I'm deleting this on the back side too. And I just noticed this needs to be more slim. Mm, let's choose normal now. This will move every vertex along its normal and not the all vertices along the average normal. This is also a good method for making stuff fit on certain things. So you see we get some pretty strong penetration here, but it's okay. We're gonna move those out manually, just like this. Yep. Okay. Hmm. Something went bad on this side, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna mirror this across away later. Hmm. I'm sorry for not talking too much, but this is Well, this is just a straightforward process of just um, matching the shape of the model. You could also do this in the side view, but the side view is not the best solution for the special thing, because if I get to the side view, you don't always get the exact view because her back isn't really just flat. So I need to match with the side view. I would just match these very on the far all on the far outside. These things on the more that are more on the curve wouldn't be matched very good by just using the side view. So I'll use the perspective view for this. Okay. Now it's I want to extrude this down. If your if your extrude tool bugs like this, it's because you have either reflection or soft selection on. You need to turn off both of those for having the ability to move the things in the normal way. If I have this on an extrude, this will work fine. But as soon as I hit the W key to get to the normal move tool, I need to turn off soft selection and stuff. And then I'm used to do this way. I just hit the extrude button and manipulate the edges in the normal move setting. So hitting G for extrusion and then hitting W to get to normal move tool. Hitting G, hitting W, and moving down just a little. I want this to be on the under the belt, so I'm gonna move this down and scale it a bit in Z. The interpenetration doesn't matter on this part. Let's save. This thing doesn't look too good. I'm gonna fix this with the sculpt geometry. Okay, now I fixed everything but not this last edge, so I'm gonna select the edge, control holding, right clicking faces to get to the faces, and deleting them. I could also just select this face and shift double clicking this face. So there's several ways of selecting certain things, but however, select double clicking this border edge and repeating the extrusion now with the clean version, just like this. Okay, I'm saving and deleting history. Always save before deleting history, because the computers always or often crash when you delete history. Okay, now I'm not very like this part here. The edge is not doing what I want. I either will need to make a custom edge flow here to redrive the edge, or let's see, but since this is a piece of cloth, I don't want to have too fancy edge loops and topology and stuff, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth this out with the relax tool. And I'm going to make the later like cloth things in Mudbox. So sculpting everything, even this part, and moving this vertex and everything down a bit to match more the shape of the breasts. Moving this down, and this part is too pointy, but I think we will need to add some resolution here. Okay, let's mirror this. Oh. So combining and merging the edges. Okay. Edit mesh, merge. If nothing happens, grab the tolerance in the channel box and middle mouse button, or just hit the one arrow. Maybe you can put in a 2, it doesn't matter. But 1 is the maximum if you middle mouse button drag the attribute. But 1 works quite good and everything. Oh, undo that and turn on reflection. Okay. I want this to match the shape a little bit better. Like that. Yep, that looks better. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I want to extrude out some sort of sleeves just to this part. So I'm gonna grab the edge from here to there. Grab the wrong side. So let's do this invert, double click the whole thing and deselecting the lower edges. Okay, and turn off everything. That means reflection and soft selection. And now extruding. You see, doing this way won't work very good, so this is why I just hit the W key. Okay, like that. Then going to delete these two vertices that are really unnecessary. And now we have here two triangles, but I'm gonna fix those by increasing the resolution over here because I need this extra resolution. Moving this down to round up the shape. And there you see we got a nice shape quad face over here too. Just need to fix these. Okay. Saving. You want to get in the habit of saving every now and then. I mean, just about 5 to 10 minutes in case of any unexpected crash. There is a incremental save function in Maya, or there are some scripts around that can do this. I want to script my own one when I have time to do that. Python. Python is a good thing. Very strong language. Scripting language. Okay, you see this starting to look better than this thing will. This thing looks just like the Lara Croft shirt or something. Okay, what I want to do now is grab these edges from here to there. Get the extrude tool and extrude this up just a little. Nope. And over to that. So that I get this darkened line. And I want to have this all the way through, or maybe yes, let's see how this looks like. Extrude, move up just a tiny bit, repeat, and now this works good for to move things out in a normal angle, a face normal, not too much, just like that. Okay, this looks too. It looks very slim, very like it's latex or something. I'm gonna sculpt some cloth-like effects in Mudbox later on, after setting up the UVs. Very important step. Now, let's mirror this over again. Save, delete history, duplicate, and mirror across. There we go. Okay, this is starting to look good. Oh, well, actually, before doing this part, I like this thing like it looks now. There's only one thing. Oh yeah, let's do this. Like I did on the other. I want to have some little straps crossing across this area, like I did on the other video, on this first speed modeling thing. So what I want to do, let's turn on wireframe, and then I'm gonna click holding the V key, and I'm gonna disable the model for this from, where did it go? I think it's to this. It's because I hit the NURBS curves. Hitting enter, repeating the process from here to there. Okay, now I have these two curves, creating a NURB circle. Shift selecting one of the curves and going to surfaces extrude. Again, I like output geometry to be polygons and the tessellation method on control points. These settings are good. Add path, component, and profile normal. Extrude. And now we have here our thingy. We need to decrease the size of this circle. I'm gonna do 0.15. No, maybe 0.25. Yeah, this looks okay. Now selecting the circle, shift selecting the other curve, hitting the G key to repeat that command. Selecting both of these, hitting Ctrl D to duplicate and inversing the X scale. And there we have this. This gives it a medieval touch. Now let's get on these and move them. Well, first, delete the history so they are no longer controlled by the input curves. Centering pivots and moving them back to be hidden by this thing. Just like this. I'm going to delete the curves. I no longer need them. Yep. Okay, so let's say we increase the level of detail on the belts. These look really poor. Center pivots, delete the history, freeze the transformations, and now extrude out to the Z. Maybe I undo this and just do this one by one. Like this. What did we say? Local translate of 5.65. So do the same here. 0.565 was it? Or translate it inward, so let's inverse this to translate outward. This is starting to take shape. So before going ahead and increasing the resolution to get nice detail out of these belts, I'm gonna save and check out the UV texture editor to see how they look, the UVs. Okay, this looks like this before because we we lofted them out of NURBS curves. So let's take one of these, and you see this lila color means that they are UVs of both normal directions covering each other. So what we can do to fix this, going to edge mode and selecting this outer edge, then shift selecting everything else to just selecting these two edges, and now we cut them apart with this tool, going into UV mode, selecting the other side and hitting shift greater than key to increase the selection. Deselect this one to get to this point and move them out to about this point. Now these are made in a weird way. We need to go to this point and do the same on this part. So shift select everything else, cut apart, UV mode, other side, hitting shift greater than, and now move this out. This is because we extruded. Yep. Let's undo this. I need to fix this before extruding. Okay, now let's take this edge This is because it's since this is a circular shape. You see when I select edges. Let me zoom into this. When I select these edges, it selects this large edge to this point, meaning that this is the seam. This is the circle flattened into 2D space, and this is a seam where we want to cut it out. So to do this, let's select both sides. And no, just one side. Let's do one at a time. Going to UV mode. Moving this out. And repeating the process on this side. Cut, UV. This looks good. Let's also scale this down. Oh, we need to sew those together. Okay, I'm gonna move this to the other window. Now what we can do, let's show you a little trick. Since this and this are pretty the same, they have the same poly count and they're the same shape, we can transfer this UV setup to this one. Let's show you how this works. So I select this one with the edited UVs, shift select the other one, the target model, going to mesh, transfer attributes options. Now let's reset this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer the UV sets, nothing else. So UV set to all or current, depending on do you want to transfer all or just the current one. I'm gonna do all, but it doesn't matter because I just have one set. Oh no, there are two because of the two objects. So then sample space, we can use topology because they are built in the same way, they have the same topology. Mirroring off, flipping UVs off, closest point. Now this let's hit transfer, and you see the weird UVs disappeared, and we have now two models with the same UV setup. Yes, this is good. Okay, now let's grab one of those and extrude it. To 0.565. Yep, this looks solid. Okay, and now what we can do is grab this edge, shift hold right click, faces to faces. No, first we want to go here. Let's select this edge. No, maybe better this edge. We want to cut the map out here. So select this edge, going in the UV editor and cutting. So now yeah, selecting this edge, going to UVs, moving, selecting this edge, okay, this edge, going to UVs, moving. I need to select this edge, UV, moving. Yep. This edge to UV, moving. Okay, and there we have it. Uh, something, something's not right here. Okay, I see. There's something in between. I don't know what this edge is. Uh, this needs to be. Ah, I lost track. Yeah, this can be very. Let's hide everything. See what is our seam? I wanted this to be the seam. Let's cut this apart here. Uh-huh. This looks better. Then okay. Maybe I need to change those. Okay. Yeah. Now we got our setup made, and we have a new seam edge which is on the no, it's on that edge. I wanted it to be here. Okay. No, it's the right edge. Now let's control the UVs. This edge is good. This we can move a little bit closer. Mm. Like that. Okay. Save. Delete the history. And now extrude this upper belt. Can be a little bit thicker. And now we don't want to mess around with the UVs again. So we just click this, shift click this, and go to mesh, transfer attributes, and do our transfer attributes trick. And now delete the history in both again. Okay. So we got some thickness on the belts now. And now we can allow to add more detail to the belts, like this. Okay, what I did now, I selected the edge loops here. Let's select all of those. Hold right click, shift hold, control hold right click to vertices with the move tool in the normal mode, and then middle mouse button click and drag to move these along their normal to round this shape up evenly on the whole belt. Okay. Need to move this in a little. Turn on reflection. Like this. Turn off reflection. Okay. Let's hide the NURBS curves. Yeah. So we got some nice belt shapes. I'm gonna increase the detail on those by texturing them later in Mudbox. And also altering the shape of the pants around the or under the belt to have a nice feeling of weight on those belts, affecting the cloth of the pant. Okay. I still don't like this part, it's too... I can decrease the amplitude here a little. But I'm gonna add an edge here. Well, those are two. I just want to do one here, and one here. Now round these out. Oops. And one little edge over here, moving this up to get a sharper edge here just under the breast. Going with the relax tool and relax the geometry. What's happening here? Oh. Yeah, this looks way better. Let's mirror this again. Want this to be more, to have more effects. Yep, looking good so far. Now let's add a little bit more detail to the belts. I'm gonna do this as real detail, not through the textures. First thing I wanna do is grab these edges and move them out just a little, like this, and now bevel them. Added mesh bevel. Let's do 2 segments. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe decrease the offset a little. 0.3, maybe 0.25 will do. Yep. Now selecting those inner ones, going to vertices, hitting the W and moving them inside along their normal. So now when I smooth this, I get this nice, and this is what I want. Repeating this step on the lower belt. Selecting both edges, bevel, offset 0.3. Since this belt is a little bit smaller, but I want the same pattern, I need to increase the offset just a little to hold the same distance. Maybe I need to decrease this distance even more. I think I can go to the bevel and decrease it just like that. Yep, maybe even more. 0.175. Yep, this gives me a sharper line, just like I wanted. Let's merge these finally. If you see on the UVs, they're really messed up. We're gonna edit those in a soon. Mm. Did I got everything? Yep. Edit mesh, merge. Checking out for double edges, border edges. But no, everything merged correctly. So now let's fix this thing. Reflection on, like this. Vertex, this one. Normal average. Now softening the sharp edges that I got here. Okay. And I'm gonna increase the resolution here, 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 and here. You may listen music while watching my boring tutorial because I'm not talking too much. Okay, let's. I want to do some more things with the belt, but I don't know what. Maybe we can add some straps like this. Um, for that, I'm going to let's try duplicating it, scaling it just a little. No. Delete. I know. Okay, just let's dupe it and isolate it. What we're gonna do now is select all of these things. Nope. Isn't there a select edge ring? No. Select edge loop. No, it was ring. Select edge ring. But that doesn't select. No, it's gonna be faster if I do with the edge loop tool. Oh no. Oh god. 256. Sounds like a legit number. Okay. Edit mesh. Let's bevel those again. Two segments. Let's hit OK. Okay, let's reduce the offset to 0.25. And now deleting some edges. This and this and this and this. Delete edge and vertex. Okay, so now we got these things. What we want to do now is select every other face that is not combined with the that is not part of the small areas. $192 sounds legit. Let's delete everything but these things. So what we got left with is this. Let's delete the history, smooth the shadows, and now it's about to isolate vertex. Select all vertices on normal. We can now unisolate and move them out in the normal to like that point. That's a nice trick. Now we could select everything and I'm gonna save. The UVs look sort of messy, but I know a trick. It's nothing else, just as simple as selecting all of this. Make sure to not select this lowest and this highest edges. And now it merge, or what is this called? Move and sew. Now we can select all things, and it won't let me do everything. Just like this. What we could do, I'm gonna make something else. Look at this. Select this. Going to face modes and hit mesh extract. That'll make single objects of every single thing. See? Okay, let's now grab any one of those. Go into the UV editor and edit the UVs as we want them to be. Oh, I love this new feature. that I can repeat the tools in the UV editor. In Maya 2011, this didn't work. Editing the UVs was a pain. But now everything goes fast. Okay, so now we got nice and clean UVs. And now what I did is, this is a simple transfer UVs, mesh transfer UVs to this, and then select this and to this, or we could this, then transfer UVs from this to this, and from this to this. But what I did, I wrote a script in Python that makes this process way easier. I just need to select at first the source, and then select all target models, and hit this button. And now every UV is matched. If anyone wants this script, you can send me a. This is very simple though. But if you want the script, I can send it to you. If you would send me a PN. Okay. Let's do the same thing on the lower belt, but no, we don't need this because these are part of the pant. So we may need this maybe like here, just on these two. Let's duplicate this, isolate. Let's take these two, bevel them, decrease to 0.2. Yep, that looks good. Delete that. Now select this and this, go to edit, invert selection, hit the delete key. Oops, vertex. Save. W normal, move them along the normal. Now, I forgot to like this. So okay. So the belt UVs are good. Let's edit these UVs. Okay. Set. Let's repair the pant UVs. Okay, got the paint UVs, got the belt UVs. Let's take care of these top UVs. Look how messy this looks. This part down here is very cylindrical, so let's grab it to this point. Or maybe, I don't know, it's very simple formed. Let's see how it looks if I just do the auto mapping. And I like, oops, I like editing the UVs, it's like puzzle. And I like puzzles. This is about the same process as I did on this first speed modeling video. I'm now just much more relaxed. I don't care about how many times this takes. Maybe I think I need to split this video into two parts since I'm on 1.5 hours now. And scrap all of these and no, not this. Cut them. And merge them here and here and here. And what is this? Get this and this. Merge this and this and this and this. Okay. Unfold once more. Oh, this looks good. Let's put the top on top. And the pants on the bottom. Damn. I need to scale some of this down. Or I'll split this model, this UV. Like this. And now we need to scale this down just a little. Like this. Okay. Save. Delete the history on all these things. I'm gonna merge these together. All of these. Mesh, combine, delete the history. Okay. Create UVs, auto mapping. These things don't need to have fancy UVs since it's small, so small. This is enough. Okay, I think this is ready for importing to Mudbox for texturing. But first, I want to add some nice things to the belt, like a sack with something in a little bag. How do we do this sack? Let's do this with a cube again. There. And increase this in size to like this. Smooth this once. Select these top faces and extrude them. To like, just like that. Soften face, increase the size, move down and smooth once more. And get rid of these top faces. Now add a little bit of irregularity. I don't want this to be so round. Okay, and then let's add a back on this side. Start from a cube again. I want to add this right between these two straps. I prepared for this. Okay. Well, this looks like a soup. Okay, then let's, oops, get rid of some, what is this? I can't work with this. Okay, this looks better. Just a little. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is the model. The rest is gonna be sculpted in Mudbox, and for that I'm gonna do a new video. So I'm gonna stop this one up. Wait. No, wait. I'm gonna do something with this. The UVs are still missing, but I want to add. Yeah, I want to add a little string. For that, I'm gonna make the surface live. Grab the curve tool. What did I end up with? Nope. Looks like trash. I want to have a little string that can close to this from this face. Let's begin from here to here. To here. To there. Okay. Looks strange right now. Nope. On live. Select both of these and extrude. Decrease size. Wait, before doing this is two less control points. Let's select this curve. Go to edit curves, rebuild curve. Increase the number of spans to, let's give it a 24. Rebuilds. Okay, now try this again. Surfaces, extrudes. This is way too less resolution, but I'm gonna add this manually now. Looks strange. This looks like a neat little symbol on top of this. Now let's finish this 2 hours video with the UVs for these last two items. I think this sack can be made very easy with just the auto mapping. Sewing all together, picking one edge to be the seam. Cutting that and unfolding. Now this looks like some strange error, but it's okay. I just go manually there to fix this. And I unfold this a little bit better. Grab this last thing and unfold with that tool so that nothing overlaps. There's our sec UV. And we need to do the same for the back, or just about the same. Create UVs, auto mapping. And here we can puzzle this together. This is fun. Oh, nice map. Let's clean it up a bit. Here, and just for symmetry, okay. Yep. This is a neat little UV map. Okay. And we're almost at exactly 2 hours, so I'm gonna finish this video now, and I'll meet you in the sculpting in Mudbox. See you there.